can't go back. First of all, it's night, and I don't want to walk all the way. From here, I leave the city. I have vague memories from when I was a child, but I don't think the fountain was in this condition. I remember my father told me the city was built around this place because a source of fresh water spilled out of here. Now the city seems to be letting itself go. I could pick all the weeds and try to fix it, but I'm not here for that reason. I've arrived at the Dead Man Inn. This was the place I always stayed with Mom and Dad when we came here, and it's the same place indicated by my father in his letter. Better leave it here. Other travelers might need it. I guess he's the owner. Good evening, my good man.
Good evening, boy. How can I help you?
I need a place where I can stay tonight.
It's your lucky day, boy. The Dead Man Inn is the best in the business.
Very good. I almost feel at home. Are there any rooms available?
I'm happy to check, but I have to warn you, we are in peak season. In this one, we still have to clean up bloodstains. Room 08 is already occupied. By me. I just have number 09 and 10 left.
Then 09 would be perfect. That is also my lucky number.
In that case, I can't do anything other than give you room 10.
But I just told you I'd like to have 09.
Everybody likes number 9. If I gave you that room, the next customer could only take number 10, which nobody likes. So they would leave.
I could leave too, since I'm not pleased with that.
Of course. Indeed, you have the look of someone who can go and choose another inn. For your information, Dead Man Inn is the most comfortable, as well as the only inn in a 40-kilometer area. You can also go find yourself another inn and come back tomorrow morning. I'm always here. So, room 09 or 10.
I really want 09.
Very well. Then I have another interesting offer for you. You can choose number 10, or you can take the door across the room and spend the night outdoors.
I'd say room 10 has suddenly become my favorite.
Do you have money for the accommodation?
Yes, I think I can pay for one night in this amazing resort.
I don't know what a resort is, but it is sufficient that you have the money to pay.
Here's the money.
Kid, this isn't much. It will only be good enough for one night.
I think that's enough.
Good. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Morgan. Willy Morgan.
Morgan. That name sounds familiar to me. Have you already been in our lovely little town?
Many years ago, but I was very young. Maybe you remember my dad, Henry Morgan.
Henry Morgan, you said? Something springs to mind, but I think a long time must have passed.
Yes, a long time. I'd say 10 years since he disappeared.
And why do we have the pleasure of seeing you again in Bone Town?
For the anniversary of my father's disappearance. Today it's 10 years exactly.
There's always a good reason to stay at the Dead Man Inn of Bone Town.
I have no doubt about it.
Now I have to get back to my job. Help yourself to the key to room number 10.
Thank you.
Once you are settled in your room, you'll find a pre-printed form. I need to complete the check-in. Bring it back as soon as you have filled it out.
All right, thank you. Can you repeat what I have to do, please?
There's a form in the room. I need you to fill it up and then bring it to me to confirm your registration.
Okay, I will do that right away. Thanks, and goodbye. It's the key to room 09, the one indicated on my father's letter. I absolutely have to take it. It's the key to room 10.
You chose room number 10. It's the only key you can take.
Technically, it wasn't exactly a choice.
It doesn't change the fact that you can only take the key to room number 10.
All right.
You chose room number...
Technically, it was...
It doesn't change...
All right. Unless further surprises arise, I should be able to open room 10.
Hello, boss. It's me. You won't believe this. Henry Morgan's son just showed up here.
Henry's son? Why did he come here?
He hasn't said too much about the reason for his visit. What do you want me to do? Do I warn Bob?
Yes, standard procedure.
Okay. As soon as the kid comes back here, Bob will take a good look at the belongings of the young Morgan. Sure, boss. I'll keep you posted. See you later.
There are a series of pictures portraying famous people who seem to have stayed here. Stanko Stupar immortalized Abraham Lincoln. If I take it down, the innkeeper would surely notice. Behind that door is the orderly's room. It's locked. Owls. Owls. Those eyes make me feel quite uncomfortable. I shudder to think what it might be. Color and density do not bode well. I'd rather not touch that substance. Owls again. I don't need it. According to what the innkeeper said, this is his room. I'd really prefer not to enter. Better not go inside. If the innkeeper finds out, I'd be concerned for my safety. I didn't know Walken came here too. He's been immortalized by the artist Ayman Akhtar. I'd rather admire it on this wall. It's a Riyad Qasim work. There's no need to take it with me. Tiago Huazel painted this subject. I want the other guests to enjoy these works as well. This is the room my dad told me about. I have to get inside. Locked. Maybe the youngest visitor to the Dead Man Inn. This portrait is the work of Tiago Huazel. I'd rather leave it where it is. Room 10, the one most coveted by the customers of the Dead Man Inn. It seems like a piece of modern art. It really belongs here. I wouldn't want to upset the symmetry of this place. Restricted to personnel only. It doesn't lead to other rooms. It looks more like a second entrance. I guess it leads outside, but right now I have other priorities. I can't open it. It's locked. There are certain places that can scare you with a floor like this. It's sealed. It looks like something bad happened. I'm not sure I want to know what. I don't think I should touch anything. That yellow tape does not bode well. A fireplace of great workmanship. It's summer. It doesn't make any sense to heat up an already warm room. It's the form the innkeeper was talking about. First, I have to fill in this form, and then I can use the services of the room. I haven't got a pen with me and can't see one around. Better go back to the innkeeper and ask for more info. It's a standard form with some fields to fill out. It's an aftershave. Somebody was in a hurry to leave the room and forgot it. A peculiar scent. I wouldn't say it's good, but at least it adds a different touch to the place. It has an animalistic fragrance. Not nice, but bearable. It looks like a rudimentary room bell. It looks like a communication system. Better complete the check-in. I wouldn't want the innkeeper to accuse me of using a service that still doesn't belong to me. It's locked. I guess he's the owner. There are tons of options. Beer, more beer, grog, more grog. I can also try the house specialty, beer and grog. Not to be confused with grog and beer, a useless and tasteless beverage. Bartender, something strong, please.
Sure, what can I get you? I imagine a fresh glass of plain water would work, or maybe a lemonade. But I doubt you could handle it.
On second thought, I'm not that thirsty.
It's better that way.
Today's special, pigeon pudding drowned in grog, hardtack and fat fried in grog. Grog cake? It looks like a diet rich with fiber and carbs. Better leave it for the next customer. Take it and deprive the next tourist of those delights? That sounds crazy to me. It's a poster for the Lafitte Amusement Park, the most prestigious amusement park in Bonetown. I stand corrected. The only amusement park in Bonetown. Grand opening October 29, 1915. By now, it's probably the only abandoned amusement park in Bonetown. Better leave it here to remind all Bonetown tourists of the beauty of Lafitte Park. I saw the stain in the hallway.
You have very good eyesight. It blends well with the rest of the upholstery.
Well,
I'm waiting for the cleaning lady to use her expertise to remove that. I'd like to have a touch of freshness in the air when it's done.
I expect that won't be easy. I saw the stain.
You have
Well,
I'd like.
I expect... The fireplace in the room is very nice.
It's one of the many points of pride at the Dead Man Inn. There's one in every room, hand-built by one of my ancestors, brick by brick.
Thanks, and goodbye. I'm back with the form you talked about, but I haven't got a pen with me and I still have to fill it out.
Doesn't matter. Give it to me so I can write the essential data down.
Thank you.
Name and surname.
Your memory is a bit spotty. I'm Willy Morgan.
Sorry, kid. You know how it is. Age plays shameful tricks.
You seem like a different person now. Kinder and more friendly.
Maybe I left you with a bad impression before. I'd like to make things right now.
Did you hear that too?
Hear what? There are a lot of noises in this inn.
Did you hear it now?
It's probably some little animal.
The one who made that sound must be a bear. And how? What now? Did you hear that noise again?
Yes, but I don't think you should be worried. It's normal. In fact, I think it's finished now.
How can you be so sure?
It happens all the time. As soon as you open a door, drafts let the wind through and it does funny things.
Okay, what else do you need?
I'd say I'm okay with this. I have everything I need.
Only name and surname?
Here in Bonetown, we need very little information. The rest will fall right into place.
Okay, now I must get back to work.
Me too. I'm very busy.
With what? Okay, thank you. The last pages are blank. Well, the whole book is blank, actually. I have no idea how to use a quill. I can hardly write even with a normal ballpoint pen. my god! And to think that, according to the innkeeper, it was just a little animal. Luckily, I always keep the important things with me. Never trust anyone. Dad was right. I better warn the innkeeper.
What the hell happened here?
A very strong draft ransacked my room.
You should be more careful about leaving the door open. Hurricanes are frequent this time of year.
Summer hurricanes localized into one room in particular?
You can't rule anything out. Otherwise, what do you think happened?
I think I left the door open and a boar did the rest.
It wouldn't be the first time those animals have made trouble here at the Dead Man Inn.
But according to you, is such a thing actually possible? Forget it.
So how did this happen, in your opinion?
How did you get here so fast?
I heard screaming and thought there was a lady in danger.
But I didn't even scream.
Then it was my sixth sense, boy. The sixth sense of an old innkeeper. What could have happened according to you?
I guess a robber came in and trashed the whole room.
I cannot be 100% sure, but all clues lead to that. Have they taken anything valuable from you?
I put a bank check for $100,000 in the safe.
What safe?
My wedding ring. It was worth a fortune.
How old is your wife?
That is rude. You don't ask a lady her age. Yes, I always travel with a gold bar.
Yes, of course. And do you usually leave it in hotel rooms as a tip?
I am extremely generous. I have all my valuable things on me.
Better this way. The Dead Man Inn is the most comfortable in the area, but it doesn't have any insurance in the event of theft, disappearance, or death.
I was lucky it was just a theft.
Unfortunately, there have been many such cases in Bone Town lately.
Seeing the current condition of this room, can I have room 09 now?
I already explained that I can't. I'm awaiting a huge influx of tourists in the next few days, and I need that room. If you could wait just a few minutes, I will clean everything up like it was before. Then, as compensation, I won't make you pay from tomorrow night on.
Actually, I just wanted to stay for tonight. It'd be enough if you returned the money I already gave you.
Boy, don't push it. That is my offer. Take it or leave it.
Your kindness astounds me. Seems I can't do anything other than accept it.
Wise choice. Now, if you can clear out, I have to clean up the room. If you give me the key back, I'll clean up everything and give it back to you at the entrance. I'll take a moment. Using the back door, I'll be at the entrance before you arrive.
Thanks, my good man. Room 10, the one most coveted by the customers of the Dead Man Inn. I have to wait for the room to be cleaned up and for the innkeeper to give me the key. Better go back to the entrance. Have you already cleaned up the room?
Yes, everything's in order again. Here's the key.
Okay, thanks.
And you have all the services of the Dead Man Inn at your disposal.
Like what, for example?
The most important one is room service. And following that, the Do Not Disturb.
How does the room service work?
When the customers call, it is the duty of every good innkeeper to answer. I try to be as fast as possible so as to not leave my position untended. If you don't see me at the counter, it's because some impediment forced me to use the back door. There are a lot of steps to get there. Going down is not a problem and speeds up my movement, but climbing really slows me down.
Thanks, that seems clear to me. What's the do not disturb?
It's this amazing object. Only paper of the highest quality for our customers. With the writing, do not disturb, in giant letters. You just have to hang this on the door, and I'll know you don't want to be disturbed. Here, take it.
Thanks, very useful. Thanks, and goodbye. You hang this outside your hotel room to note that you don't want to be disturbed. Locked. I can't open it. It's locked. It looks like a rudimentary room bell.
What now? Oh, that must be the new guest. I saw straight away that he was a troublemaker. Better go check. I wonder when the cleaning lady is going to fix this disaster. Actually, I wonder when I last saw the cleaning lady. I don't think I've seen her at work since our discussion about the hourly rate. I'm sure she'll come back. Nobody can refuse $1 per hour. Better check what's happening in room number 10. Can I help you?
I'm testing the room service. Excellent service.
Also the price. Maybe I forgot to tell you that after a certain number of calls, an extra fee is triggered.
Cordial as usual.
If there's nothing else, I'll get back to my business.
Everything's okay, thanks. It's summer. It doesn't make any sense to... Better not. It's locked. On the key, there's a big 10. I don't think it's a master key. The fireplace...
Each one of the men, there's one in every hand built.
Thanks, and goodbye. I'd rather not go around the city at night. You never know. I'd rather wait for daylight, or at least the moon to become brighter. Better not waste it. Let's see if I can. Done. This sign is useless now. I'd rather not take it with me. It is used to warn that the floor is wet. Usually it's used to point out that the floor is wet. I don't know what's inside this bucket, but from the smell, I'd say something that isn't alive anymore. The things I have to do. Let's just hope it doesn't spill. I wouldn't really know what to use to get rid of this stink. It's filled with an oily substance. The smell makes me quite nauseous. Very good. It looks like the cleaning has finally started. Just how I pictured it. I'd rather not. I still don't know how to get rid of the stench of this thing from the bag. Now it looks serious. Well done. I don't want to take it with me. This seems to be the perfect place for it. And now something classy. The contents haven't changed, but now there's a fresh musk ox scent. The new fragrance makes me dizzy, and I don't think it's because of its freshness. After all the work I did to give it a decent fragrance? No way.
Agile and silent like a ninja. I didn't even realize the cleaning lady finally got to work. Better not walk across it. I'd risk ruining this beautiful work. Oh, she also added the essence of muskox, my favorite. I'll go around the back. That guy's gonna have to wait for a second.
Nobody's coming. Better go check the entrance. This is my chance. It's the key to room 09. Locked. Let's hope there won't be any other obstacles. At last! They're apple cores. They really leave much to be desired as a welcome gift. I don't trust taking them. There's the chance they could have been eaten by mice, the owner of the place, or the cleaning lady. In any of the three cases, I don't want to take them with me. In this room, they seem to have taken one step ahead in technology. No rope to pull. Everything starts there, in the warmth of a friendly place. I think my father meant warmth in a literal sense. Perhaps he hid something in the fireplace. Let's try searching there. What is this? This brick doesn't seem to be bonded to the fireplace like all the others, but I can't rip it out. It seems after all these years it is partially calcified back into the fireplace. I need something to grab hold of the cracks. This brick doesn't seem to be bonded like all others. I can't do this. Maybe the temperature variations made it stick. I need some help. It's the bathroom door. At least this one seems to function. It's a drawer. Look what's inside. Somebody forgot a nail file. Better take it. It could come in handy. It's an ordinary nail file. They seem to have invested a lot in the guest's hygiene. I don't need it right now. Tradition tells us it's better not to spy on showers with the curtain closed. Tough luck. Fate really doesn't want me to take a shower or a bath. It seems to be working. I can take out the mortar holding the brick. Clever, a niche. Let's see what's inside. It looks like an old library card. It belonged to my father, Henry Morgan. Last read book, Properties of Concrete. What did my father want to tell me? It's a card for the Bonetown Library. The card belongs to Henry Morgan, my father. Let's see the last read book, Properties of Concrete. What was he working on in his final research? Better go to the library to make some inquiries. That doesn't seem like a good idea. If the owner finds out I entered room 09, I don't think he'll be happy. If anything happens to me, the Dead Man Inn has no insurance to cover the damages. After this amazing night, it'd be better to go back to my room and rest. First, I'd rather take the key to room 09 back to reception. I'd prefer to avoid having problems with the innkeeper. I have a really big day ahead of me tomorrow. I think the time has come to find out what Dad was working on. I better check the library card again. I'm sure Dad left me some other clue. It's a card for the Bonetown Library. The card, but let's see the properties of con. What was he? Better go to. Restricted to personnel only. It doesn't lead to other rooms. It looks more like a second entrance. I guess it leads outside, but right now I have other priorities. Good morning, good sir.
Good morning. How was your night?
There were moments I thought I wouldn't survive. Then I saw a ray of light and realized that the worst was over.
These are just some of the thrills you can experience here at the Dead Man Inn.
What happened to Bonetown in the last few years? I remember when I used to come here that it was a nice little town.
I think it's just progress. The young prefer to go try their luck elsewhere, apart from a few exceptions. It's just down to us from the older generation to keep up the honor of Bonetown by welcoming the incoming tourists with love and professionalism.
I'd have to dispute that, actually. Thanks, and goodbye. Better leave the key here. I don't know if I'll want to avail myself of this service again tonight. I guess it's a good idea to ask for directions to the library. I wouldn't want to wander aimlessly through Bonetown. Excuse me, I need some information. Is there still a public library here in Bonetown?
Sure, boy. It's one of the crown jewels of Bonetown. At least it is according to what Margaret, our librarian, tells us. I'm simply reporting what's said because I personally never go to such places.
Strange, I would have bet the opposite. Could you tell me where it is?
Turn left at the main square, just outside the door. Boy, if you don't want to get lost, use this. It's an old Bonetown postcard, but it was used as a tourist map during the golden years. It could be of use to orient yourself and move around Bonetown.
Thank you.
Are you interested in something in particular?
Just to reminisce a little bit. My father used to take me there all the time. Thanks.
This and more for a paying customer.
I better be going now. I'm already here. It looks new. At first glance, there seem to be different tomes, some of which have considerable value too. I wonder why they're out here. I don't want to take anything from here. It's still material in the public domain. Wow, there are some extremely rare first editions here. Better not. It's like seeing my house. Even if I picked everything up, then it would suffer the same fate in our closet at home. It's one of those old message boards on which they hung the wanted posters. Here in Bonetown, time seems to have stopped. There are still posters of the gang that was raging here decades ago. The members have become famous. I recognize the posters of Rufy, Nami, and Zoro. The others are faded from exposure to bad weather. There's also a little footnote. Posters offered by the Lafitte Amusement Park. I don't need them. It's the front door of Bonetown's library. A well-stocked library, but it would be a lot of work to put it in order. I have no time to fix other people's things too. If in the future I have to conduct some new research, there are some tomes here that you can't easily find in other libraries. I'm not doing any research in particular right now. For such a small town, there are a lot of books. It's not my priority right now. I think it's the person running the library. Good morning.
Good morning. How can I help you?
I need to consult one of your tomes.
It's always a pleasure when someone wants to benefit from the services offered by our library. What are you looking for?
Grog and Other Delights.
It hasn't been available since 1998, when grog was declared a substance harmful to health, and the book was never reprinted again.
Grog, are you kidding?
It was a short-lived law, abolished immediately afterward to avoid a mass uprising.
Luckily,
Don't get me started. A cup of grog in the morning is like a panacea. But in case it happens again in the future, I've put aside a personal supply.
Not Very Famous Pirate Songs by Threepwood.
Unfortunately, that's one of the most requested books. There's even a waiting list to consult it.
I don't recall the exact title.
I'm sorry, but without the title, I can't help you.
What happened to Bonetown in the last few years?
The city has always held more allure, at the expense of the small villages, and Bonetown is no exception. All the young people left when they had the chance, leaving the town in its current sorry state. It seems you know our town well, although you're so young. Can I ask your name?
Of course. I'm Willy Morgan.
I'm Margaret Teach. But for those who attend the library, I'm just Margaret. Once there was a Morgan here in Bonetown too. Then he left, seeking fortune, and he became famous. But he never stopped coming back to visit Bonetown. I don't think you know him.
You mean Henry Morgan by any chance?
You surprise me, and that doesn't happen often.
The point is, I know him very well. Henry was my father.
I'm sorry, kid, I didn't know.
Don't worry, it's been a while.
10 years ago, right?
How do you know that?
Kid, I'm the librarian. I basically remember everything that is put on paper, and Henry used to come to our library a lot.
Do you know anything about his disappearance?
Unfortunately, only what I've read about. One night he was here in Bonetown. The morning after, it's like he vanished into thin air. Not a clue, not a trace. No letters or anything that could have guided the search parties to a solution.
Do you know if he had enemies, maybe?
Henry? Let's be serious. I think there were very few men as affable as him.
Do you know what he was working on in his final research?
I don't know. He always read a lot, basically all the tomes you can find in here. And sometimes at his request, I had to order books from other cities as well.
Thanks for the information.
Don't mention it. If I can be of any more help, just ask.
Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need a specific book, you can ask me, Miss Teach, or just Margaret.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. I don't need it. How come all across Bonetown the gutters seem to be new?
They are new. There's been some geological instability in the last few years. We don't know yet if it's due to natural causes or human activity. In any case, the result is that Bonetown no longer has a working water network, and the only way to retrieve some water at a decent cost seems to be this one.
Whose idea was this?
Maybe the only person who really cares about the state of Bonetown, our Mayor Steve Bonnet.
What can you tell me about Steve Bonnet?
He's the only one here doing something to keep Bonetown alive. Without him, our village would be much worse off. I suggest you go visit him. He knows everything about Bonetown. If you need something specific, he'll be able to help you for sure. These days, he lives in the town hall to deal with all the city's problems. But he's always available to everyone.
Thank you. I'll visit him as soon as possible. Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. It seems to be a very old crate. This lock is peculiar to say the least. I'm pretty sure that I'd need a special key if I wanted to open it. It's the famous book Properties of Concrete, the last book read by my father. On this desk, there are books of every kind, from how to build a cuckoo clock to anchovy fishing for newbies. How? Should I remove everything on top of it? There's no time, and above all, I wouldn't know where to put all these books. It's stuck under the huge number of books on the desk. I must find a way to free it. This lock is peculiar to... What's that old crate upstairs?
It belonged to Charles Teach, a great-great-grandfather of mine. Many years ago, we opened it with the help of a locksmith, but it was empty. Then the key got lost again, and nobody has any interest in it anymore. Maybe the locksmith has a copy of it somewhere. I never feel like throwing it away. It's still a family heirloom after all.
Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need a specific book, you can ask me, Miss Teach, or just Margaret.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. It's the public library of Bonetown. I never imagined it would have survived, given the state of the town. I don't think I need this kind of souvenir. The innkeeper said the library is on the left, starting from the square. I better solve the clue left by my father first. They're barrels filled with water. I don't think that dragging this barrel of over 100 liters would benefit me a lot. It looks like it was installed recently. I understand that copper has become precious, but I don't think it'd go unnoticed. It says to follow the arrow to access the museum. I didn't know that Bonetown had a museum too, especially a museum in this obscure alley. It wouldn't be nice if I took the only street sign for the local museum. I have a strong feeling that if I did it, I'd put the entire town economy in danger, and Bonetown doesn't seem like it's experiencing its golden age. If I had to guess, there are more than 100 chicken dishes. I may be wrong, but I think the owner specializes in cooking chicken every possible way. I don't see how the complete menu of the One-Eyed Jack would help me. Menu of the day: chicken, or chicken and salad, or chicken, salad, and cheese. While for drinks, there's only grog. I don't need it. One-Eyed Jack Restaurant. The name is catchy, the sign much less so. I don't know what's worse, the chicken wings used as bones at the sides of the skull, or the general state of the sign. Everything here is going to the dogs. I wonder what happened to the city. It wasn't always like this. It's like an ancient artifact. In poor condition, touching it would surely mean damaging it, even though time has already done its part. I don't think there are any books here. Even if it's battered, I think I can make out the word restaurant. It's not time to enter there yet. I need to use the clue left by my dad first. I need to...
It's all. What are you?
Properties of concrete.
Oh, what a surprise! It's not among the more popular in Bonetown. I guess this is the second consultation in more than 10 years.
Doesn't it get the attention it deserves?
Here in Bonetown, people don't read a lot, especially a book like that. I could never have managed to face it either.
Where can I find it?
I guess it's somewhere on the upper floor. You should recognize it easily.
Thank you. Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you. If you need us.
Thanks. It's stuck under the heat. I must... I need...
It's all. What are you looking?
I don't...
I'm sorry.
Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for. If you need us.
Thanks. It's the sign for a museum. I don't know what interesting stuff there is to see. It's not specified on the sign. I can't see the opening time either. Dark alley, ambiguous sign, no opening time for the public, and an old open door. I like it. I can't reach it. It's one of the most modern objects I've seen in Bonetown so far. I don't know how, but I hope it might come in handy. It's a carjack. I wouldn't say modern, that's for sure, but it does have its appeal. It seems like the propeller of an old vessel. There's also some writing. Flying Dutchman. I don't think it's that Flying Dutchman. At first glance, it appears to weigh over 100 kilos. Surely working out in the gym made me stronger, but I don't think it performed any miracles. There's a sign with the word museum, which rules out the possibility that it's a library. I'll go back there later. Now I have to find a way to obtain the volume Properties of Concrete from the library. I don't think I should use it on the book. Let's try. It worked! Check out what we have here. Interesting. There's a hiding place inside the book. I understand why Dad chose this tome. It's the only one in the whole library that nobody would read, but also the only one thick enough to contain something. Let's see what it is. It's another letter from my father. It's dated July 22nd, 2008, earlier than the other one. There's also a piece of paper that seems more ancient, but I can't figure out what it is. Better take a look right now. If Dad did all this so that I'd find it, there must be something important. Now I understand what the piece of paper was that I found with the letter. Dad always performed great feats, but I never imagined he was looking for kids' treasure. It has always been said that it was basically a legend. I don't remember the complete story exactly, but maybe the librarian can help me. And I have a list of names. Better start asking information of the townsfolk, without attracting too much attention. I don't need my father's old library card anymore. Even if someone found it, it would be useless. I have the letter and the piece of map belonging to my dad. It's a piece of the map belonging to Captain Kidd, but I can't do anything with it if I don't find all the other 8 pieces as well. Am I wrong, or did you tell me your name is Margaret Teach?
That's correct.
Do you know a man named Charles Teach?
Your question surprises me. How do you know my great-great-grandfather?
I'm doing some research on the genealogy of Bonetown, and I stumbled upon the Teach family.
Yes, it's been several generations now since the Teaches settled in Bonetown.
What can you tell me about Charles Teach in particular?
He was the one who brought the name Teach here to Bonetown, but of his past, little is known. My great-grandma told me that he was a former fisherman with a knack for books. This library is a donation he made to the city of Bonetown just before he died. After he arrived here in Bonetown, he devoted himself exclusively to reading, and many of these books were bought directly by him. He had so many of them that he basically founded the town library, which then became the family business for the following generations too.
And he didn't leave anything else apart from the books?
All he left is stored on the upper floor, but it's mostly junk. The real treasure was his books. There's also an old crate without a key, but it looks empty.
Do you by any chance know the story of Captain William Kidd?
Sure, it is mostly a legend. In the golden era of piracy, Kidd stood out for his endeavors, if you could call them that.
The endeavors of a pirate aren't exactly heroic most of the time.
Anyway, his ship, the Adventure Galley, was supposedly filled with treasures when it suddenly disappeared. A few years later, in 1701, Kid was captured and executed, but his ship and the crew were never found.
What do you think happened?
What always happened at that time? Kid and his crew squandered all the loot, and to cover their tracks, they sold or even burned the ship. After this story, Kid became legendary.
Thank you. Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need
Thanks. Very strange. I have the feeling I'm being watched. Better be careful. You never know what can happen in Bonetown. It's a piece of the map, but I can't do anything. I think this is the town hall, and this is the entrance door. It's full of every kind of bottle and vial. I don't even know if some are legal or not. Should I smash the window and take the contents? I don't see a reason yet. There are even some love potions and other remedies not known to science. I better not. I don't want any trouble with the law. It's the drugstore door. It contains a lot of jelly beans. It only works with 5-cent coins. Drugstore of Dr. Fred Every. The sign says, "Welcome to the fabulous Bonetown New Pub." It's by far the most modern thing I've ever seen here in Bonetown. Blacksmith since 1827. I think he knows his business. I don't need it. It doesn't seem to be in good condition. What could I do with a cart with a couple of wheels missing? There's everything imaginable here. This is the hood of some car. I can't get there, and above all, I don't need it. I can't believe it. Somebody brought the engine of an F-18 to get fixed. This blacksmith must be very good. I'll think about it later. Maybe I could mount it on my next bicycle. It's a very well-polished door, but still a door. Let's see if there's anyone here. Its brightness really draws attention. Lately, the value of copper has gone through the roof. But I don't really want to rob this poor town. Shiny. I'll remember it in case a dragon appears before me. Armor always intimidates me a bit. I hope I don't have to compete in some strange medieval tournament. It's the Bonetown Armory. I'm a peaceful guy. I don't want to bring weapons with me. It looks really massive. Copper of very fine quality. They worked very hard to install all of them. I don't want to ruin them. It's the entrance door to the instrument store. Really flashy. A guitar is always useful, but it would be a waste to ruin such a beautiful sign. These are pebbles of pumice stone, light and with 1,000 uses. A few pumice stone pebbles could come in handy. They're light but resistant. These are pieces of pumice stone, simultaneously light and resistant. It's an old family crypt. It probably belongs to some rich family in Bonetown. Maintenance wasn't very helpful here. It's empty. There's no need to enter. They're white flowers. Here in Bonetown, they still have to start treating the public green. Flowers are practically a rarity. Right now, I wouldn't know what to do with it. They would immediately wilt. It's a tombstone. Surely among these must be one in remembrance of my father, but I don't know which one it is. After he vanished, we never came back here to Bonetown. I don't want to take a tombstone. This crypt seems more recent than the others. The entrance is locked, quite rightly. Restricted access will be reserved for family members only. A ship is depicted. Maybe it's some sort of allegory. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I think it depicts a village with a boat getting closer. I don't need a stained glass window. In any case, it's nice to be admired from here. It's a beautiful stained glass window. From here I can't see it clearly. Maybe by entering the church it would be more visible. It's an old engine, but there's no gasoline. I can't. It needs gasoline to work. Load and shoot. It seems to be an old machine for throwing baseballs. It won't work if you don't start the engine first. From what I see, I guess it still runs on gasoline or something similar. It's the access door to the church. It's an old car. I don't have my driver's license yet. It's a box full of tools.
It doesn't seem like a good idea. Unless it's a matter of life and death, my tools cannot be touched.
I get it. He seems very busy with that car.